What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're starting a new series. I've had this idea for a while now, so I figured I might as well just go ahead and jump on it because I think it's going to really benefit y'all, and that is the whole point of this channel, is to help you guys out, especially in, fitness and nutrition. I try to throw a few life things in there, but the main goal of this channel is to help y'all with y'all's fitness journey and just providing some very solid information to y'all. So this series is going to be called Training Tip Tuesday. So every Tuesday I'm going to be posting a short video, and it's going to be going over anything and everything that is fitness and nutrition. So if you are interested in this series, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Alright, jumping right into it. Today we're going to be going over how to create a workout split and/or program, whatever you want to call it. So these are going to be my 5 top tips for creating a workout program. And we're going to jump straight into it. So tip number 1, one that you can stick to. I think that is like the absolute most important tip when you're creating a workout program. You have to really enjoy it, and you have to know that you're going to actually go to the gym and you're going to actually perform this program. Because if you're just like, oh, well, I wrote this, I'm going to kind of, I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like, that's not something you're going to stick to. So when you're writing something, make sure it's actually interesting to you and you're going to actually want to do it. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, one that meets your goals. Okay, so this one I think is pretty, like, obviously you want to meet your goals. But when I say that, I want you to think about your intentions when training. So if I'm going to be doing a bodybuilding show, I'm not going to train like a CrossFit athlete. So when I say, figure out your goals, you have to go into the gym with intent, and that is what your program should be. Like, it should have the intentions of hitting your goals. So I want you to sit down, write down your goals, and then get to programming. I don't want you to just jump right into it not knowing really what you're going for in the gym. Tip number 3, one that gets you excited. I think this is also super important. That's why I threw it in there. But if you're doing something that you're not really interested in, you're not going to put like your full self into it. Some of you might, but in order to kind of stick to it and to actually want to go and do it, you need to be excited about it. So if I had a job per se that, I was just like, meh, I mean, it's getting the job done, it's getting my bills paid, but I hate going to it every day, like, that's not a fun time. So when you're gonna go into the gym, I want you to actually be excited for your program. I want you to, it gets you amped up. It's gonna light a fire under your behind, and you're gonna actually want to get it done. So when you're writing it, just make sure that you're genuinely excited about it, because that's gonna build the intent as you're working out. Tip number 4, be realistic. Oh my gosh, there's so many times that a client will come up to me and they're like, hey, this is so-and-so on Instagram, like, I want to look like them. And I'm like, great, so-and-so's also been training 10 years more than you have. So when you're going to go and write down a program, don't expect, if you have a 95-pound bench, in 2 weeks you're going to have a 135-pound bench. Like, you can't just jump from, all these different scales. You have to actually sit down, scale a realistic goal, and then you're going to have to build a program that's realistically going to get you there. You're not going to just magically, burn 25 pounds of fat in 2 weeks. So when you are doing this, make sure you're realistic with yourself, make sure you're honest with yourself, because if you're gonna jump from this huge goal that that you're not gonna hit, like, in your head you're like, maybe I'll hit it, but you, like, realistically you're not gonna hit it, it's just gonna discourage you, and it's gonna make you just kind of fall back down the scale, and you're gonna have to restart this entire process. And tip number 5, one that humbles you. I think people forget this one, so I've even forgot it in my training at some points, but I feel like training should humble you. Like, every single time I go for a PR, I don't always want to hit it. Like, obviously, like, I want to hit it, but when I fail something, like, that gets me so much more amped up than when I hit a PR. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and it's kind of like, maybe mentally I need to regain something, but one that, like, punches you in the face. Like, let yourself get knocked down a few times. Like, when I'm going into the gym, you have your great, like, those fantastic days. You feel like the Incredible Hulk in there. Like, you are so strong, you're pumped, like, everything is going right that day. Then you have your not so good days where, I mean, it's so-and-so, like, it's alright. Then you have those days where you're like, oh my god, I would rather get hit by a train than go to the gym today. Like, everybody has those really, really, really bad days, and those are the days that are so important. So important. Like, obviously, the days that are, like, fantastic, those are the ones that get you excited to remember. But those days that, like, you get humbled, you're like, do I really enjoy the gym? Those are the days that you push through and you're like, this is it. Like, this is why I love fitness. Because you're gonna get home and you're like, wow, that just rearranged my entire day. Like, I went from this super poor mood to freaking, you're on top of the world. It's insane. So those are my 5 tips for creating a program. And that's really just kind of like a gist. I can't tell you exactly, you know, do this exercise for this many sets, because I don't know your goals. And that's why it's so important for you to know your goals, because when you go to program for yourself and or a client, like if you're a trainer, I think that you should also benefit from these tips. But you have to know the goals, you have to be realistic, you have to be humbled, you have to be excited, and you have to stick to it. Like, those are the key components of when I'm writing a program, is it's gonna hit that person's goals and or my goals. So I hope those tips helped you out. If they did, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because I'm gonna be doing this every single Tuesday. I want y'all to hold me to that. And then make sure you comment below if these tips helped you and or what you would rather see. If there is something that you want me to go over for a Training Tip Tuesday, please let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.